Did you know, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, 40% of public schools are being categorized as overcrowded. Because of this, some students are falling through the cracks due to not receiving the adequate amount of individualized attention from their teachers in order to succeed. You're probably thinking, what kind of impacts does this have on a child? Well, let me tell you. My name is Leah Golden, and there are many negative impacts that take place, and there needs to be more programs and tutoring available for these children in order to succeed. However, this is not always a realistic option for many parents and educators due to the lack of public funding that exists in the education system. In order for our students to become successful in this society, the American education system needs to be changed. Therefore, I will persuade you to take part in 3 solutions in order to help these children succeed in this type of education system. I can relate to this because once I was tutoring a girl named Mia at an elementary school, and she was not receiving the adequate amount of attention in school or at home. Her mom got very frustrated with her schoolwork and would just complete it for her. Therefore, Mia fell behind in class and was not at the same pace as other students. Her teacher did not have the time to provide for her with the individualized attention due to the substantial amount of students in the class. I then got asked to tutor Mia, and wanting to be an elementary school teacher, I thought this was a great opportunity for hands-on learning and making a difference in a child's life. The next day, I went to the elementary school and met this girl named Mia, who was a bright, determined, smart, and energetic child. I always tried to make the lessons fun and interactive while providing her with the verbal support that would make her excel. After 2 months of tutoring, the hard work paid off and the grades finally showed. She received her first ever A on her test, proving to herself, her teachers, and her parents that she was capable of learning. This is my first-hand evidence that students who receive additional help can and will normally succeed in academics. You're probably thinking, how does providing more public funding and allowing more programs provide the children to succeed? Well, let's take a look. This is a chart of the public funding decreasing in the recent years. As you can see, public funding has decreased from $75 billion in 2008 to just under $50 billion in 2013, with that number substantially decreasing every day, partly because of the government's unwillingness to raise taxes. As a result of this, many negative reforms have been and currently are taking place, such as class sizes getting bigger due to teachers getting cut and resulting in less individualized attention from the teacher to the students. Teachers are not able to help all the students due to the substantial number of kids in the class. However, the kids who are not falling behind seem to have something in common. They all have outside help from tutors or attend private schools. However, the problem with this module is that some families do not have the adequate amount of funds to send their child to tutoring or attend a private school. While other students are receiving the support at home and keeping up with the assignments, the students who are not receiving help at home are not completing the assignments, and therefore are falling behind in class due to not being at the same pace as other students who are completing the assignments at home. Furthermore, consider another common factor. Many parents are working constantly and do not have the time to provide their child with guidance after a long, stressful day at work. Why else does public funding need to be raised? Consider the student-to-teacher ratios. These ratios are getting bigger and bigger every year, with more students being assigned to fewer teachers, and this representing a direct impact of their larger class sizes because of inadequate funding. These teachers are not able to get hired due to there not being enough of funding to pay for them. For example, consider a recent study in Nevada. This study portrayed that the student-to-teacher ratio rose from 18.3 to 20.6 between the 2011 to 2014 school year. Findings conclude that more programs and tutoring need to be developed in order for these children to succeed and get the individualized attention they need that they would be gaining if more classrooms were available. Imagine how much the public funding is going to decrease in 5 years or even 10 years if this issue of public funding does not get solved. Now that we have analyzed the ways that public funding takes a role in oversized classrooms, let's discuss another solution, which is to have the parents educated. Parents need to be educated in 2 very important regards. One, where their child stands and what kind of support their child is receiving in school, and the amount of support that they need to provide at home in order for their children to excel in academics. Listen to this. According to the public agenda, it stated that 2/3 of teachers believe that their students would perform better in academics if their parents were involved in their child's education. Teachers today know that they alone cannot provide all the support a child typically needs in order to succeed in academics. If a student is not receiving that help at home, then he or she is most likely not keeping up with the assignments and therefore falling behind in comparison to the other kids in the class. Teachers There are multiple ways that parents can get involved in helping their child exceed in academics. First, parents must attend parent-teacher conferences actively in order to listen to where their child is falling in school and the ways that they can take an active role at home. And two, they can attend programs and interventions that allow their child, that provide information in ways that they can better be involved in their child's education. Listen to this. According to the Washington Post, children who live in an affluent background are more than 3 times as likely to attend college than children who come from a poorer background. This can be attributed to the fact that wealthier parents have the money to send their child to tutoring and or private schools, but the non-wealthy parents do not have the time or funds to support their child like Mia's. Now that we have analyzed the ways that parents take a heavier role in education, let's discuss another solution, which is to encourage parents and teachers to voice their opinions to the school board. The school board members have two important rules. First, they decide where the funds go to best suit the education that meets their children. And secondly, they decide what programs get cut and potentially what programs get funded. Therefore, the parents and teachers need to carefully encourage the public officials to put the money to where it best fits their child's educational needs. Let's stand together and solve the problems that exist due to children receiving lack of support in school and or out of school. Although this is not an easy fix towards America's public schools, we can take many steps to make a real change. First, encourage parents that their role at home is arguably the biggest impact on their child's education in order for them to succeed. Secondly, encourage parents and teachers to voice their opinions to school board members, since they are the ones who decide where the funds go towards their child's education and what programs get cut and what programs potentially get funded. And thirdly, encourage public officials to take a stand to put education first. What I'm proposing is not an easy fix towards America's public schools, but it's our job to ensure that all students today have the opportunity to chase their dreams tomorrow, no matter what that dream may be. I want to make more differences in children's lives and help more children achieve their dreams like Mia's, and I hope you will join me on this mission.